Hi everyone, my name's Laura and this is my channel So Very Laura. Welcome to my channel if you're new here and welcome back if you're an existing subscriber. It's lovely to have you all along with me on my sewing journey, and also a really warm welcome to the little flurry of subscribers I've had over the last probably 2-3 weeks or so. You're all really welcome. So today, a little bit later than intended, I am bringing you the reveal for my third and final of the Busy Bee sewing challenges. So this was a challenge which has been run by Sam Sequin Gurley and Christine Gemini Stitcher. So I'll link both of those channels below, and there have been 8 of us taking part. So I think a lot of you have probably been following along with all of us, and I'll link everybody below so you can see, you can go over and watch what they've been doing if you haven't already. So the final challenge was to make a garment or an outfit for a Mediterranean holiday. And this should have come out on Wednesday of this last week, but although I'd made my garment, I actually made it for my husband, and he's been poorly this week, so he really hasn't been up to trying the shorts on and my taking photographs until today. And I thought, well, I could just kind of wave them about in the air, but you'd rather lose the impact. So I hung on, and so that's why I'm recording today, which is Saturday, and hopefully I'll get this up tonight. So if you saw my last vlog where I talked in the sewing challenge series, where I talked about what I was going to make, it was a pair of shorts which I've made for him before, and it's this pattern. It's the McCall's M987. So obviously it's the shorts view, which is this one. And I made them for him about, probably I think it was about 18 months ago. I did them for the Sew Yellow for Endo challenge run by Jess over at So What If I Sew. And it's these. I've actually got them here because at times I couldn't remember how I'd done bits like the lining on the shorts. So I've actually got them here. Apologies, they do need ironing, but these were the originals. And he decided that he would like them made the same as I made these. So you'll see the pattern calls for lining for the pockets at the front, but because these particularly, the fabric was quite see-through, I've actually lined them fully at the back. And so all I did quite literally was cut out a second set of the 2 back pieces and then tacked them together down the ends and treated them as if they were just one fabric. The only difference is that on this pair I have done them slightly shorter. So you see there's the hem, and I did them just slightly shorter and just overlocked the edges. Can you see that? Sorry, it's a bit of fluff there. Whereas on the pair I've made for him now, I did it the full length, actually by accident, but I think actually it's worked out a bit better, really. So let me show you the pair that I've made for him this time. You'll remember I told you that we bought the fabric in Spain when we were on a cruise, and so time to put your sunglasses on again. Here they are. So as you can see, they are really, really bright, which is what he wanted. I mean, he's a bit like me in that he doesn't mind wearing sort of fairly bright, outrageous clothing. So yeah, so those are the shorts, and you can see here what I mean about the legs. So that's the front, which isn't lined except for the pockets, but at the back I've just cut them full length and then folded it all over and hemmed it, and it's worked out really well. So I did a vlog when I did my reveal for Sew Yellow for Endo on the Minion shorts, so I'll link that below. So I'm not going to spend ages and ages repeating myself on what I thought of the make, but there were a couple of bits that I think it is worth mentioning in case you're interested in making the pattern. So first thing being that actually the pattern only calls for you to interface the waistband facing. So you see it's got a waistband and a waistband facing, and it only calls for you to interface the waistband facing. And I kind of, I don't know, went onto autopilot and I interfaced both the facing and the waistband itself. And I sort of went and said to Steve, well, I can recut it, but it's not going to be very easy for reasons that I'll show you in a second. And he said, oh, no, it's fine. Just leave it. It'll be fine. So when he put them on, and I'll pop some pictures in of him in them that I took today, and I think they look great. I'm really pleased with them. I think we both think that the waistband actually is better because it's more rigid. Because if I show you these again just quickly, you'll see that because only one piece of it is interfaced, it's got quite kind of, I mean, okay, they need pressing, but you can see there's a lot of movement in that. So it doesn't really kind of stand up to him sort of moving around, standing up and sitting down without kind of rolling over a bit. So I think actually it was actually a happy accident. So I'm quite pleased that I did that. The other thing that I did differently was on these, I ignored the pattern. So the pattern tells you to fold over the waistband facing when you've stitched it, and then hand sew it in place there. And I didn't. I just kind of folded it over and then just sewed it on the machine. So this time I didn't do that. This time I actually did take the time to hand sew it. So you can see there I've hand sewn that in, and I think actually it does look a lot neater. So it was worth taking the time to do that, I think, rather than having sewing on the machine that was just sort of dropping off the edge. So I'm really pleased that I did do that. And I've got a little label in, which is from the Cozy Club Handmade. And on one side it says, I'd rather be napping, which I thought was quite good for holiday shorts. And on the other side it says, perfectly imperfect, which is probably about right for something I've made myself. So the label was part of a pack which was gifted to me by the lovely Mandy from Make It So, who I'll link down below, as part of she got me a birthday present because I was 60, so it was really sweet, and she gave it to me when we were all at the social the other week. So it's got a second one of those labels, I'd rather be napping, and perfectly imperfect. And then we have one that says, I made this, therefore I can conquer the world. For those of you who are new to the channel, I've got 2 cats. In fact, on one of the photos of Steve in the shorts, the cat's photo bombing one of them, so you'll be able to see that. So that's why she got me these. And then Eat, Sleep, Repeat. And then there are 2 of these, and it says, it ain't easy being perfect on one side, and on the other side it says size perfect, which I think is lovely, particularly when we're all trying to make things to suit our bodies and not worrying about what dress shops say that we should be in terms of sizing. So I really like that last one. So what else do I have to tell you about this? So I definitely think that the waistband has come out a lot better, just generally. I had, as I think I mentioned last time, bought an orange zip to put in, but I didn't follow, and I didn't last time either, I didn't follow the pattern instructions for how to install a zip. I used a tutorial by the Stitch Sisters, which essentially gets you to install the zip with the 2 front pieces separate, and then they're kind of brought together by you stitching the zip into both pieces, and then you go on and sew at the bottom of the curve and put the back pieces on. So it's a little bit different from the standard fly constriction, and I find it really quite easy. I could really recommend it as a method. So I just didn't even look at the instructions, just got on and did that. but they do say that you are better with a zip that's a bit longer. So although it's only a 7-inch fly, I just used a red zip that I had in my stash and just used that, which is perfectly fine because there's red in this, there's all sorts in this. And then there is a yellow button on the top, which is actually the same as the one on the Minion shorts, but again, it goes perfectly. It should have a hook and eye on in terms of the pattern, but Steve wanted a button, so that's what he's got. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with them. Something to watch if you want to make this pattern, which I can recommend. I think it's a nice pattern. It's a beautiful fit. It's a beautiful fit on him. So hopefully you'll have seen that from the photos. This front fly facing for the left front, I did this wrong last time, and then when I looked at the pattern again this time, I thought, you know, it might have been me because I was trying to cut it out with the minions being a directional pattern. I thought, right, well, you know, it might have been me. I might have just had it the wrong way around. So did it as the pattern suggested again, and it is definitely the wrong way up on the pattern layout. So it has it being cut out. I think it needs to go, if I show you the front, on the right side of the fabric, it needs to go that way. But the way it has you cut it, it's that way, and it's just wrong. So I'm going to write all over the pattern piece, ignore the pattern layout, this way up on the reverse, so that I don't get it wrong if I make them again. And I think I almost certainly will make them again because they fit in really nicely. They're not all that time consuming to make. I haven't had that much time to sew in September, if I'm honest. I've been doing something every weekend, which is unusual for me. And we should have been away today as well in London just for the day. But because of Steve not being well, we've not gone. But yeah, it's been just like a really busy month. But they came together really nicely, apart from last weekend, was it, when I was sewing the waistband on and I put it on upside down. And that was just really annoying, but entirely my own fault. So yeah, one pair of shorts. So I'm really happy with how they turned out. The only thing I would say is, do you remember I said to you about the fact that when we purchased the fabric, we didn't notice that there was a mark on the fabric, and it goes literally, I washed it and washed it, but it just would not come out. So you can see on the remnant, it goes, it's really bad. Where is it? It's always the same, isn't it? Can't find it. Here we go. It's really bad at the bottom there. And then it goes all the way up, and it was probably about 2/3 of the length, I would think. And then the other thing that's odd about it, which I hadn't noticed literally until I came to cut it out, is the last few bits before the selvage, it almost makes you wonder if it was some kind of, I don't know, whether it was a second or something, and we just didn't see it, didn't notice it, is the end bit of this is just stripes. And it's really strange because they didn't repeat in the pattern across. So it's just like the end, probably 15 centimeters is just stripes. And so when I came to cut out the pieces, I did it single layout because I wanted to still try and keep the pattern directional. It was directional, although it's so busy you maybe wouldn't have noticed. I could not get the back pieces out of this part of the pattern, so I ended up with just this tiny bit here. Can you see? That's on the back of the right leg that is striped. Can you see? But to be honest, like, I was kind of saying to Steve, oh, it's awful, it's going to look awful. And he was like, no, it's not. Nobody's going to see it. The pattern's really busy. And I think he was right. And the other thing is, I did one pocket, which is all that the pattern actually says. And I said, do you want both? And he said no. So I did do the pocket. I didn't try and pattern match it. I would have quite liked to, but I really don't know how you do it when you've got a dart in the middle, because obviously the pattern is going to be pulled in there. So I wasn't sure if that was going to be possible to do it. So what I did was, if you know a way, please tell me, but I'm just not sure it's possible. So what I did, I picked a bit of the pattern that was from a completely different area of the fabric and put that on, because then I thought it's not going to look like I've just missed matching it properly. So I just picked a completely different bit. The only other thing to say about the fabric, apart from the irritation with the wretched mark on it, is that it does pull slightly. So it's quite a nice sew, it's quite a nice cotton. And I think it's a bit thicker than the Minions cotton. But it does sort of pull a little bit. There's a thread on them somewhere, that's what I'm looking at. Can't see where it is now, but it just ever so slightly pulls, and that was a bit frustrating. But on the whole, when you get close up, you can't see that. And yeah, I'm really pleased with them. He's really pleased with them. So that is the last of the 3 sewing bee challenges. So to recap, the first one was our pattern swap, and I made my shirt from the Olya shirt pattern, which was gifted to me by the lovely Claire from Love's Red Sews. And then I did the turn the jacket into a bag. So I made the Ethel bag, which was a free pattern. And I made this bag, which, if you watch my vlog on that, I've said that I was a bit worried that the fabric might not be colour fast. So this morning I've actually washed the bag, because it's not too bad here. It's getting a bit dark now already, which is a bit sad. It's about 6:30. And I put a colour catcher in it, and it's come out absolutely fine. So it's hanging on the washing line. So hopefully I'll be able to use it. And maybe my fingers were just going blue because my fingers were literally, like right in the fabric. But you don't go around kind of prodding your handbag, do you? So all good. So that was challenge 3, and then the shorts for Steve. Sorry, that was challenge 2. And then the shorts for Steve were challenge number 3. So a massive thank you to Christine and to Sam for organising this challenge, because I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed getting to know the other vloggers who've been involved. And I've also, I think, learned a huge amount. The Olya shirt was a really interesting construction. And I learned a lot about bag making and about upcycling, because that's the sort of challenge that I wouldn't actually have done if I hadn't been pushed to do it by the challenge. So it was very good for me. And I have got a bag kit that I do want to make, so getting the practice in on that was great. And I will use the bag. So to be honest, the shorts I was going to make for Steve anyway, so he's now got them if we do a winter holiday. And I love a shirt, and I've always wanted to make a shirt out of the clocks fabric. So I don't honestly feel that I've ended up making something that I'm not going to use, or that I wouldn't have wanted to make at some point. And I think that was what was really good about the challenge, that Christine and Sam adapted the busy bee challenges to make it, the sewing bee challenges, to make it a bit more kind of realistic and everyday. So I loved taking part in that. It has been absolutely great. So what's next? Well, I think I need to have a bit of a think, and I'm hoping to record another vlog, which hopefully will come out probably Friday or Saturday next week. I'm in the process of tidying my sewing room. So I've now got my cottons, my threads are all up on my rack, which my husband has very kindly attached to the side of the wardrobe where I keep my fabric. So I've managed to get all those up, which means I've managed to put my buttons in my sewing desk drawer. And I'm also in the process of trying to sort through fabric and remnants and things. So I want to get on with that, and that might trigger some thoughts about what I want to get on with. But I will come back with a plans vlog next week when I've had a bit more of a think. But I do have 3 purchases that I will just show you before I head off this time. So just put the shorts down somewhere. There we go. So the first one, sorry, I've got patterns and things sitting all over the place. The first two actually I got when Lady McElroy had a sale. So back in August, early August, and I did put a vlog up about this. I went to the Festival of Quilts at the NEC in Birmingham, and Lady McElroy were there, and I had a look at the stand, and I didn't see anything that I thought, oh gosh, you know, it's really reduced in price and it's worth getting. So I didn't get anything. But I then got an email, because I'm on their mailing list, and it said that they were having a sale of the pieces that they took to the show and didn't sell, and they were essentially 30% off. And I thought, I am never going to get Lady McElroy fabric for 30% off normally. I think that's a really pretty good discount for them. So I had a little look, and I was very good. Only bought 2 pieces, and they were kind of in pre-cut sizes. So the first one I've got 3 meters of. Now, if I say to you, you'll probably work out which one it is. If you don't like snakes and creepy crawlies, I suggest you fast forward this bit, because I would hate to upset anyone if you find that they make you cringe. So just fast forward a little bit, and I'll try and pop a timestamp in the description as to when it's gone away again. So the first piece I got, and I've looked at this pattern for ages and ages and ages and never actually been brave enough to buy it, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. So I jumped in and I bought this piece of Cobra corsage, and the base, so there we go. Now I've got it, I'm really pleased as well. There we go, so you can see snakes and bugs and flowers and stuff. And the base is a slightly stretchy, can you see? It's called, so it's got a bit of give in it. It's called Candless Drill, or Candes Drill, I think. So I'll pop it in the notes below. And I've got this because I really want to make a pair of dungarees out of it. And I'm hesitating over pattern. I need to have a think, but I already own the Tilly and the Buttons Myla dungarees, but they're really narrow cut. So the question is whether I do those and just grade out a bit so that they don't look ridiculously tight on me, or whether I treat myself and get a different pattern. So I was thinking of either the True Bias Riley, or there's one by Merchant and Mills, and I can't remember the name of it, so I'll pop the link on the screen. So I'm half thinking I might get that pattern because it's a bit looser, just so that they're just a bit more comfortable and a bit more relaxed to wear. So let me know what you think. If you've made the Myla and you've graded them out and they've worked for you, please let me know, because I think it probably would work. It's just whether it might be a bit stressful. As I say, I got 3 meters of this, and with the discount, both of the fabrics I'm going to show you were just shy of something like £9.50, about something like £9.46 a metre, which for Lady McElroy, as you know, it's pretty good value, and I do really like it. So yeah, so that's the first one, and the second one isn't something that I'd seen before, and I didn't notice it at the show, to be honest. But it's so me. It is so me, and I love it. I'm really chuffed with it. So I took a bit of a punt, really, because you couldn't see that much of it in the picture. But it's this. And I love stuff with writing on. I always have. I've always liked things with logos on. And I've now got a Cricut machine, which I got for Christmas last year. And I need to be brave and actually make something on it. I've got a couple of designs in progress. But you can see it's got these kind of scribbles on, like a graffiti on it. And I just love it. I think it's fantastic. And I have got 4 meters of this, and it was the same kind of price, you know, about £9.46, something like that. And I think I'll have more than enough fabric for this. I think I'm going to make the Style Art Gertrude dress, which I know Christine, the Gemini stitcher, also mentioned as something she wants to do. But I'd actually bought this pattern, and I was going to make it for a wedding that I went to, and then the Fabric Godmother peony dress came out, and I just was like, no, I'm going to make that. But I think the Gertrude would look really nice in this because it is a cotton, so it's got quite a lot of body, and the sleeves on the Gertrude, I'll pop a pic up. It's kind of ruched, so I think that'll look really nice. So, and I'll probably have enough to make something else as well. So that's the plan for that one. So really happy with those. I think the moral of the story is maybe buy things after the shows rather than at the shows, because I'm sure they weren't as cheap as that at the show. So anyway, okay. Sorry, my watch buzzed. I've got one more thing to show you. So it is here. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, and I haven't taken it out of its box yet, and I'm not going to take it out now. But So Direct, who largely sell, I think, Big Four patterns. They're kind of a mail order company. I think some people like Tamlin and Sewn on the Time and Rachel Stitched Up have a kind of VIP package where they get a free pattern. I don't have that, but I am on their mailing list, and they had a sale on of these, which is the Simplicity Bias Tape Maker. So they got them for something like, I think it was £55 instead of, I think normally they're over £100. And I've sort of looked at these in the past and thought, no, it's too expensive and I don't use bias tape that much. But that said, there are times when I kind of think, actually, it would be quite nice to be able to make matching bias tape to go with some of the things I make, like shirts and things. So I thought, well, maybe it's a bit chicken and egg that I can't be bothered to go and stand with the ironing board with I've got the manual tools to do it. And if I had this, I might do it a bit more. Plus, it does strike me as a good way to use up some of my weird style remnants. So I'm not going to take it out of the box now, but if you would like a vlog of me unboxing it and trying it out for the first time, do let me know. I know Sam Sequin Girly has done quite a long review of hers, but I think she was kind of used to using it by the time she filmed the vlog. So if you want to laugh at me trying to do it, then I'm very happy. I'm up for that. And also, Claire Loves Red Sews put on her Instagram a reel from somebody showing how to create strips to make the bias binding really quickly, and I'm really keen to try that out. So yeah, if you fancy a vlog on that, let me know. So that's it. That's everything I've got for you today. But as I say, I just need to have a bit of a think about what I want to do going forwards. I'm getting to that point in the year where I'm kind of thinking I need to take stock a bit about what else I want to do. I don't think I'll necessarily get all my Make 9 done. I've done two of them now. One of them is this. I forgot to mention what I'm wearing. This is the Jarrah sweater by Megan Nielsen, which I know I've spoken about before. This was one of my Make 9. I made it probably about May, June time. So it's the crop. It's probably going to be a big bang in a minute as I try and put this down. I've made the crop length so you can see it just hits my hip there. And yeah, so that's what I'm wearing, and that was one of my Make 9, and the other one was the Sorrento jacket, which I did with the lovely Mandy as the collaboration, which was my last vlog. I've got others of them that are kind of prepped, as in I've cut out the paper pattern, need to make a few adjustments, and then just need to get on with them. But yeah, I'll talk about that in another vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all getting some sewing in if that's what you want to do. Do please let me know what you're working on. that would be lovely. And if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I always reply to comments. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Happy sewing, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.